want to say good evening at this point to Honorable Mayor, Mr. Chair, and the commissioners. Heard a lot about a lot of things that I wanted to kind of touch on. So, as you know, transit cuts are deplorable, and we need to make sure we address that 21% cut. Specifically, though, there needs to be a set aside for emergency transit for disabled, indigent, and elderly in times of crisis. As we know, down south, we have a busway that was underutilized in terms of transporting people who were in impact zones and evacuation zones, that if there was a set aside in the budget for that purpose, would have resulted in them being moved very quickly into shelters for safety. Also, I want to talk a little bit about something that's been left out, and that is accountability that hopefully you all as commissioners can help us as residents with in terms of some of the internal machinations with government. Specifically speaking, we're going to be spending millions of dollars on contract services between FP&L, Comcast, and further utilities countywide. The reality of the fact is that in 2017, those same organizations have mobile broadband units that they could have mobilized. FP&L could have sent out solar trucks that could have at least eased some of the burden. And some of that can be developed in an MOU or a contract service plan by the county with those people for the millions of dollars that you are going to spend with them. There should be some level of accountability for you all as commissioners to those entities so that we don't have the same light outage that we had in 2005 before Facebook and Twitter were even invented. And I can say for a fact that as a Hurricane Andrew survivor, the turnaround time on response was actually more rapid from the federal government standpoint 25 years ago than it was in 2017. That should be something that we should all be wringing our hands at the federal government for their lack of response in helping out those communities that were left in the margins. Lastly, we're going to be spending hundreds of thousands on contract lobbyists for Tallahassee through the county budget. And I wanted to make sure that these folks are addressing things like local preemption and, more importantly, tax rollbacks, because as we talk about a $50 million budget shortfall, remember that members of the Dade delegation, Dade legislative delegation, voted and have continuously voted for ad valorem tax rollbacks, yet we're spending thousands on lobbyists to get us a $50 million cut. So I don't understand how exactly we can applaud the resources that we do get from Tallahassee if ultimately we have folks from Miami-Dade County that are fighting to roll back our ad valorem tax structure. It just doesn't seem proper. And so I want to again applaud organizations that have come up and said all the tremendous work they're doing. And again, I want to reiterate the importance of serving as one community. Thank you so much, Mr. Chair.
Senator, good to see you.